As I expected, as soon as you start talking about the cover-ups and contradictions in the LDS Mormon Church, people will start commenting that it wasn't doctrine and things like that. So let's just clear it up once and for all, because that's just a lie. Covering lies with lies is not effective strategy. The journals I've been referencing have been approved by the entire First Presidency, who left a letter in the first volume telling all the members to buy it. Later volumes were even published by Brigham Young Jr., who later on was the president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, and said that no saint can afford to go without the teachings, and that it is a vehicle of doctrine to all people, and especially the saints. The LDS Church just immediately tries to discourage you from reading it and saying it's not an official publication and that it sometimes is inaccurate because they don't like what it says in there, which I've been telling people about. Although they do admit that Brigham Young left that letter in the first volume, and you can find all the journals on Brigham Young's University's online library. It's just that no one knows about it and no one ever reads it, even lifelong members. Despite the fact, as I said, that church leaders told everyone to buy it and read it and that no one could go without it. And in the first volume, the introduction, it also says that it's an incalculable treasure, that it's pure doctrine, and all kinds of things of the everlasting gospel. They just don't want to own up to the fact that they contradict themselves and say all kinds of crazy things that contradict Christ also and just look pretty bad. But as soon as they start backing down from saying that it's not doctrine or not official teachings, they immediately just say that they made a mistake and that the prophets are human and that they falsely claimed it was doctrine when it was actually false doctrine. Well, how does it make sense that God would forbid Joseph Smith from retranslating the lost pages of the Book of Mormon because he was so careful not to have any mistakes and not have anything that could make the church look bad or make their prophetic authority look bad? But then shortly later, he'd have an entire journal's 26 volumes published of all kinds of false doctrine after the Book of Mormon comes out, called the Journal of Discourses. It makes no sense. It's much more obvious that Joseph Smith just couldn't replace the pages he lost because he wasn't a prophet. The restored church isn't going to have false doctrines by the first two prophets that the later prophets would completely contradict. How's that restored church? How's that restored? Yo.